It's sad, but it's true, I tell you. And I wish I could tell my children to get out there and have as much fun as you can. You know what I mean? But you got to be cautious, though. It's sad that you got to be cautious. You can't have as much fun. You know what I'm saying? You see them frat boys and them ball players? They having as much fun as somebody can have. But you, because you my son, you got to be careful. You know what I mean? You have to limit the fun you have. You know what I mean? You have to be wise. You know what I'm saying? Because they trying to tell on you. You know what I mean? I want to catch that nigger when he's vulnerable. I don't want that nigger having as much fun as I'm having. I want restrictions and sanctions on that nigga. And when I'm having a good time, I want him to be sleep locked up in the cage. You see what I'm saying? Sounds good. Sounds like a jingle. The lost sounds of Django. Sounds like the lost soundtrack of Django Off the Chain. I don't want that nigger dancing and singing and smoking blunts when I'm having a good time. I want him locked up and off the streets, so I can bang his daughters more often without looking behind me. You know what I mean? I want to be able to do it to these jigaboo daughters and have him locked up so I can get away with it. You know what I mean? And a lot of time, that's the only reason why you locked up. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way they want to do it. You know what I mean? It's not a moral reason. There ain't no moral reason. You know, I want my white boy from Gadsden, Alabama to do what that nigger should have did and not that nigger. You know? And that's all it's about. And then you got some big little niggas that's going to help him get it done. You know? Nigga, you want to get your 9-laters and your Kool-Aid? Well, put your soup coolers on this soup bowl and you help my boy rise to that nigger seat. Yeah. And usually that's how I go. You know what I mean? If you want to maintain your position on this football field, nigga, you going to help my boy sit on his ass and do that nigger job and get his benefits. You know what I mean? While he goes goddamn to the asylum and spend his life trying to tell folks he's not crazy. You see what I'm saying, lady? And if they do what I tell you to do, I put a University of Alabama Walmart in Montgomery in the Boulevard that's going to be a blockbuster, and it's going to run every business in the area out of town when they find out what we doing. When I tell you Ford ain't even going to be making no goddamn cars when goddamn Uncle Sam get through robbing everybody in the area because they agreed we could do it to Nardale. Goddamn, we gonna take from everybody in the city of Montgomery. When I tell you Ford ain't even gonna have a friendly on it no more. They not even gonna have a Stivers up there when we get through robbing the shit out of citizens of Montgomery. And beyond that. Hey. And I tell you later, and at the end of the day, are you going to take the satisfaction of these niggers from 97 sitting on their ass from them? You want them to stop sitting on their ass and goddamn eating good? You know what I'm saying? Or you want that one nigger to be free? You know what I'm saying? That's how they present it to you. But you sold your freedom too. You know what I'm saying? Not only did you sell Nardo's freedom, you sold your kids' freedom too. You sold your freedom and your kids' freedom. So some niggas that was losing their ass off in 97 can continue sitting on their ass and losing. You know what I'm saying? That's out there. Sad, but it's true. It's really that sad. Like, it's very apparent, but it's very true. And I come to find out, ladies and gentlemen, that a lot of women don't like guys that's going bald. I found that out. You know what I'm saying? You know, but they got a lot to prove. You know what I'm saying? Guys that's going bald, they have a lot to prove. They got a lot of fight. They got a lot of reasons. They got a lot of jokes. They got a lot of stuff to tell. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? You know, the woman told me that it's something special about a man that can be under all that pressure and still that thing. She said, Nardo thing getting real long. You know what I'm saying? She said those dreads are getting longer and longer and thicker. You know what I mean? And she said, and you know, the dude that's going bald, they get real mad about that stuff. But you know, it's interesting to be in that competition with a nigga like me. I don't say nothing. I let them do the fight. I don't never say nothing. I just let them have that argument. You know what I'm saying? But those Negroes be getting real aggressive too. You ought to hear that conversation. You know what I mean? Like Nardo's getting real long and thick in that hair. You know what I mean? And they start getting mad and throwing stuff and stuff. Now I tell you, I guess what he's trying to say, that just because he's going bald, you know, going bald is not an ailment. You know what I'm saying? They gotta wait till they explain. Very interesting. You know what I'm saying? And they be saying that it don't take away from their, I guess, I don't know what it take away. Basically what they're saying, if they going bald, that doesn't mean anything. You know, there's nothing related to going bald that's bad. You know what I mean? So they just said, don't pay attention to them going bald. You know what I'm saying? You just focus on Nardo being crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's how I tell you. But you know, I kind of hate when they get into it, because when they say bald, everybody start looking. I'm talking about when I be somewhere and there be a whole lot of bald folks in the area, man, that's how it get really tense, man. Real tense. And Jehovah's Witnesses start coming in. You need to cut your hair, you know, stuff like that. Like, what the hell are y'all talking about? You know what I mean, what the hell are they talking about? You need to cut your hair. This ain't got nothing to do with cutting hair. We just talking about people that's going bald. Now you saying I need to cut my, no. That don't have nothing to do with this conversation. I'm not going bald. You know what I mean? Hey, I never last lady. But I tell you, a lot of those guys from 97, they said they don't want to take any pictures. No pictures, please. They don't want to do any photo, no photo sessions, none of that, please. No cameras. They just want you to remember the time like Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? They said they'll continue to show the old cars that they used to drive in. That's the only reminder that they have when you see that old car from 94 ride by, not their picture. No, please. They don't need no bios of them right now. No. They don't want you to know the things that they're doing, and definitely not their appearance, not now.